The second, and I'd say much more important reason, is that I'm hoping by kind of putting this out there, putting this in the universe, putting this online, that it will help keep me accountable and keep me motivated, which has been something I've always struggled with in the past.
This is important as well because she has just admitted to struggle with being accountable. She's not accountable. She doesn't have an accounting degree. She doesn't have a black belt. Maggie was her dad's dog. If you don't subscribe, you will be smacked down by the Lord. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Uhari, and this is a place where I talk about anything that interests me because I have so many opinions and not a lot of people to share them with. But I would like to thank every single person who has subscribed to my channel, everybody who has been watching my content. I appreciate you so much. You are helping me in the algorithm and bringing me one step closer to monetizing a hobby, as our friend FFG used to say all the time. Okay, I'm just gonna go into it. The following video contains two parts. The first is a breakdown of the lies that FFG uses, and the second is a reaction to her weight loss channel. If you just want to see the reaction, skip to this timestamp.
See you later. Oh, by the way, Pete, you didn't know who I was. French fried girl.
Yeah, I think.
FFG, for those of you who don't know, although I assume if you are watching this video you do, is a creator. Is a terminated channel because YouTube said ew. But she is a reaction channel. She reacts to Chantal, Beauty, Chantal Marie. I now call them the Marie sisters because FFG's name is Anne Marie Feldman and Chantal's name is Chantal Marie Olive Soro El Rafi, perhaps. So they share a second name, which I think is crazy, and also perhaps fate. Well, anyway, FFG has been reacting to Chantal for years now, but before this, something of which I was completely unaware, FFG was trying to be a weight loss channel.
So on January 1st, I woke up and I jumped on the scale for the first time since March. And holy shit.
What? Did you know that I did not know this? This woman had deleted so much from her channel that she completely reinvented herself. But before that, she wanted to do what she had seen Amberlynn and Chantal fail at for years. See, FFG was just this innocent woman who had positive intentions towards Amberlynn and Chantal, but after a while she realized they weren't going to change, and she thought, well, perhaps I could try my luck at being a weight loss channel. And so she came onto YouTube and made the video we're going to be reacting to today. I am so excited. This, before I go into it, is thanks to a creator by the name of Charlie Gold, who is the 50 Cent to FFG's Diddy, the Kendrick Lamar to Drake. Don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you. And then FFG went and continued to tell lies, and then Charlie started recording and keeping receipts, and I was like, oh damn, because after the whole BBJ thing was exposed, I was now out of the echo chamber. Because, and let me be accountable, I overlooked a lot of things that I should have questioned more, but I didn't care because my interest in this community doesn't extend beyond the videos I watch, the chat, and the comment section. I don't have Twitter, which is where this woman was showing her. I am so sorry. I called her a woman. She is not a woman.
This isn't a she. This isn't a woman. Okay, what you're actually looking at is in fact a shape-shifting demon. Okay, sent straight from hell to cause chaos and confusion.
So yes, this demon, this high-ranking demon, was showing its colors on Twitter, and Charlie Gold just so happened to have been archiving this stuff since 2021. Ooh, yo, my goodness. Karma is patient and quiet. But FFG went and ran ahead of herself and said some truly stupid stuff on her channel that got her terminated, and I absolutely love that for her. But yes, I don't have Twitter or Facebook, Instagram, or Reddit. I do visit the forums to like find out more about Chantal and Amber, particularly if I missed like a long period of time. And another thread is that I read is the Hater Nation one. But I was not aware that that thread is basically just populated by FFG fanatics and apologists. So her lies and contradictions weren't documented the way that Amber Lynn and Chantal are on Kiwi Farms. They are very affectionate towards her. And I honestly think that she deserves her own thread, but a real one, not a booty licking one. Okay? Nevertheless, that was the extent of how I got information in this community. So, when everything came to light, I was confused because it turns out this had been a narrative online, a conversation for years now, but I only knew what I saw on YouTube. And I presumed through my own oversight and unwillingness to verify information I was getting because I didn't care so much about it because it didn't pertain to Chantal or me. So whenever she talked about other reactors, I just tuned it out. But turns out, in retrospect, knowing what I now know, I'm like, oh, had I literally just watched a singular Charlie Gold video on FFG, I'd have been like, holy water everywhere. Ugh. Truly vile human being, the absolute embodiment of green, watery diarrhea. Ugh, truly vile. Truly vile demon. So I existed within the echo chamber and I didn't question her. So it came as a complete surprise to me when she pretended to admit a lie, when in reality, she only came on to confirm BBJ's death, which she had been non-transparent about. Turns out that BBJ only lived about 8 months after she was heisted from Chantal. Turns out a lot of things that she said about that were lies. But in her apology video, where she called herself a coward, talked about how feral the community is and how they were going to weaponize it against her, and all of these things, as she was giving all of those excuses, while trying to say she's not giving excuses, she did something that's very, very important, and I want you to put a pin in this. Remember this, because it's very important. After years of people asking about BBJ, asking for like a video or a picture or something, after years of that, in her apology video, she posts a video of BBJ on her stomach being accosted by FFG's rambunctious puppy and walking away. Sorry, I'm just remembering FFG's body and watching BBJ there and realizing that BBJ was there from day one, that Amy Flowers was just an FFG stan who lived in America, that FFG's brother was not married to Amy Flowers, that there was no happy home. And one of the most repulsive things that she did was she used her mother's cancer as a way to stop people from asking, or rather, stop people from holding her accountable for the fact that the sounds in the background, when people had been pointing out to say that's BBJ, particularly Chantal, she kept on lying. And then eventually, after her mom passed, said that because the family was in one place, BBJ had to be there. That was a lie. She used her mother's death to cloak herself, because she does that. She uses these emotionally manipulative lies that make you feel like a jerk for asking more questions when somebody's talking about their mother died of cancer. So, after all this time of people asking, FFG, years later, because BBJ passed away, I don't know if it was 2022 or 23, either way, it's been years after, having kept this video, she releases it because her brother said that BBJ died like October 23rd or 31st or something. The video was timestamped to November, a month later. And so that was her receipt that her brother was lying. That was the only reason she showed that video, to catch her brother on a technicality, because she wanted everybody to focus on her one piece of evidence. But when asked, okay, but when did BBJ die? Something she promised her viewers she would tell them, to this day, she still hasn't revealed. And you want to know why? Because FFG is spiteful and sadistic. She said that Chantal tortured the community with BBJ's life, saying things like, oh, BBJ is going to end up in a bag and all these things. But for 3 years, I think, 3 or more years, this woman tortured the community by not giving anything about BBJ and then lying to the community and profiting from the community. It's like Chantal does a hill of something and then FFG does a mountain of it. But she was very successful at maintaining her echo chamber. Because again, a lot of us don't have Twitter. So we did not know about all of this other stuff. And again, if you enjoy a reactor, you don't care about, I didn't care, sorry to project my experience, I didn't care about the minor details. That's on me. It's up to me to ask for receipts. It's up to me to research claims. I have a huge part to play in my being manipulated, because all that it would have taken is to ask a few questions. I can own that. I think we should all, who have been duped, own that. Because I think that that's something that can help us in life if we can learn from this and take accountability for our role in us being essentially scammed, right? So, because of the context of the person I just described and what they did, I need some protection. I need some protection from this person and their weapons. Because she's a high-ranking demon. Blood of Jesus. Spiritual and sort of the word of truth. Yes. Hallelujah. But also, science. So, before we go anywhere, I just want to give you a blueprint of how this high-ranking demon, Annie Marie Feldman, how she basically argues. See, unlike FFG, I'm not going to pretend that I have a degree. I'm currently in my 3rd year of studying psychology. Before that, I studied creative writing. Didn't complete, I just went and kind of tasted things. Before that, I studied creative writing. Before that, I was studying general BA, majoring in English literature and philosophy, but also I was studying history and politics. And before that, I tried my hand at studying law. So I don't have a degree, but I'm close this time. I'm finishing. But I did enjoy studying, and I do enjoy reading and all sorts of things, right? Because when people say knowledge is power, it's true. Knowledge protects you from a lot of manipulation. So right now, I want to cloak myself in scientific reasoning. So let's start with what an argument is, Annie Feldman. This one is just for you. Can Annie come sit here? I'm kidding, don't sit here. But Annie, this is just for you so you can understand what you're dealing with here, because I'm not going to play your games. You think you're intelligent, but you're not intelligent. You're just good at manipulating. And even that, you're not particularly great at, because you can't control yourself. And clearly, I've been showing your colors for years. But let's get into it. What is an argument, Annie? Is an argument just screaming at people and blocking people? No. See, an argument, I'm going to be reading from my textbook from last year when I was taking critical reasoning. I'm going to be honest, I've taken it from the time I studied law. And then when I was doing my general BA, and now again, figured it's an easy A. As my high school teacher told me, you work smart, not hard. What is an argument, Annie? Well, an argument is a group of statements, one of which is called a conclusion, whose truth or acceptability the argument is intended to establish. The other statements are called premises, which are supposed to support the conclusion. So, Annie, a lot of times you say conclusions, but your premises are not very scientific now, are they? You're manipulative. But there's another way we can talk about it. What you do is you use distraction fallacies. Oh my goodness. But what is a fallacy? Annie. Who's a little girl who pretended to have a black belt? Who pretended to have a black belt? Annie. Well, Annie. Okay, I'm sorry. I think I'm annoying some of you. A fallacy is a deceptive argument that tries to persuade us to accept a claim that is being advanced, but the reasons in support of this claim are irrelevant or inappropriate. See, this, Anne Marie, is your entire blueprint as to how you try to argue and rebuttal. Okay, but it's tired, you know. So, in particular, what you do is distraction fallacies. See, these fallacies occur when attention is distracted from a weak point of an argument. Distraction fallacies. See, these fallacies occur when attention is distracted from a weak point of an argument. Now, this, Annie, this is you in your fullest. But here's what you're up against. And this is why Charlie Gold and her archive are so dangerous to her. What Charlie has done is she has collected receipts of things that Anne Marie said herself. So what Annie does is that she goes out of her way to use distraction fallacies so that people don't actually look into the evidence. But the structure that Charlie has been using is called an empirical argument. What is that, Annie? An empirical argument is an argument in which the premises assert that some empirically determinable facts apply. To put it into simpler words, empirical arguments are arguments that have proof, arguments that can be proven. That's the difference between faith and science. With science, not only do you have to say something, you have to prove it. And not only do you have to prove it, it has to be proven in a way that somebody else can conduct the same thing and come up with the same results. And in order to do that, you have to have receipts. Annie doesn't bring receipts. Annie wants you to feel emotional. Emotional, so much so that you don't really use your cognitive abilities. You're just kind of emotional. Because she remains in a completely emotional state. So, now that we've got that covered, Annie, I'm just going to disable 3 of your tools that you use now. So that by the time you try to discredit this video, because let me guess, I'm one of Chucklefuck's, whatever you call them. No, I haven't been subscribed to Charlie Gold ever since she didn't delete her channel because she didn't lose the weight she challenged Amber to lose. I figured, hey, she put the challenge out there, she didn't do it. Bye, you know. But what is admirable about what Charlie has done is that she owns her shit, which you, Annie, do not do. And she brings receipts. So I don't have to like her or her personality to dismiss the evidence she's bringing forth. So no, not a minion. But now let's go into your 3 kind of tools before I then go into talk about your failed weight loss channel attempt. The first one, the one you love the absolute most, is called an ad hominem fallacy. What is that? Well, me. Ad hominem argument is an attack on the character, interests, or circumstances of an opponent who's making a claim rather than challenging the claim itself. So somebody will say something, say, I don't know.
Hey guys, it is Hari here. I'm so sorry I keep on using the wrong pronouns. Zachary Michael doesn't go by he, goes by they, them. Please forgive me. It was an oversight on my behalf.
Here's an example. When Zachary Michael was critical of FFG and was asking FFG, when did BBJ die? Why did you tell everybody that you were doing this? We should look at her motives, guys. But also, when did BBJ die? So when somebody brought that up in a stream, you know what FFG did? FFG said that, number one, she is not going to listen to somebody who uses their animal as a prop on their channel, and that Zachary Michael, an implication that he's actually abusing his dog, and then made the claim that the reason Zachary Michael hates her so much is that once upon a time, Zachary Michael wanted her to strike somebody with him, and she didn't do that. And that's where the resentment lies. And after that, boom, she's what? Disabled the question. What happens then? Well, Zachary Michael comes with an empirical argument and shows the screenshots of the only interactions that he's had with FFG. And in it, he was not asking her to strike anybody. He was simply informing her that, oh, by the way, this person is using your content. He did not ask her to strike anybody, one. She has no evidence that he was neglecting his animal. In fact, he was taking his animal to the vet, and he brought what? Receipts, empirical argument. You brought nothing but accusations from Reddit forums. So, woo, that's a lie. And then 3 talks about how Zachary Michael uses his animal as a prop while having used BBJ, a dead BBJ, as a prop for years. None of those claims take away from the validity of asking, when did BBJ die? It's been years. This is an elderly cat. You said you would provide receipts and updates. People such as myself don't care. We're overlooking this because she's giving us all these emotional stories. What does she do? She attacks the person, and that doesn't take away any from the fact that you have zero evidence. You think you can argue, you think you're an intellect, you're not. You're just a bitch who lied about getting a degree. A bitch who sent people texts talking about some, oh, I'm tired, I have this assignment, oh, I only got this amount of sleep. Degree. Chantal lied about attending university for longer than she did. FFG said she got a degree. Do you see what I mean when I say Chantal does a hill, FFG does a mountain? Now I'm gonna move on to another one of your favorite tools, Anne-Marie. So this one, again, is one of your favorites. It's called the straw man fallacy. What is the straw man fallacy? Well, Anne-Marie Feldman, the straw man fallacy is a fallacious form of reasoning that consists of making one's own position appear strong by misrepresenting or ridiculing an opponent's position. Best example of this, Charlie Gold makes a video going over some of the questionable texts that happened during Crackhead Olympics. Texts between Chantal's abusive ex at the time and FFG. Within the texts, or rather within the video, Charlie analyzes a text that FFG sent to Chantal's ex, saying that she was coming to him as a sister to tell him that she never would have mentioned him if Chantal hadn't come forward with this information. Chantal is the one to blame because Chantal came to the internet. She's the one who exposed him, not FFG. Charlie pointed out how dangerous this is to tell somebody's abuser that they did this and it's their fault, and how she was putting Chantal in danger when her whole facade, her primary motive, as she said, to insert herself into Chantal's life and call her, was because she wanted to save Chantal. She wanted to keep her from going through abuse like FFG did. She wanted to give her information because she just couldn't sleep knowing that she knew these things about this man. And then she goes to do that. So what does FFG do in her chat? And I remember this. She then says that Charlie Gold has a problem with her having warned Chantal about her ex being abusive and his crimes because Charlie and the others wanted him to kill Chantal, and that she's a villain, apparently, for talking to Chantal and trying to help her. And then somebody in the comment section, in the chat, sends a super chat that says, oh yeah, you're so evil, donating to charity and helping people and animals. Oh, you're so evil. Firstly, I want to say, y'all know the Bill Gates Foundation? Y'all know it? Have y'all seen the pictures of Bill Gates next to Jeffrey? Just because a person gives to charity doesn't mean they're good. More often than not, when it is very public, what they're doing it is for a facade. They're trying to market themselves as something. She did that a lot to hide her character. So instead of actually rebutting Charlie's point that Charlie wrote with evidence, right? Instead of doing that, she completely pulls a straw man and misrepresents Charlie's argument. Did she talk about the argument? Did she analyze the evidence? Did she come forth with something else? Did she prove herself? No. She never does. Everything she pushes is to manipulate and disrupt. So Annie, I'm going to come to the final one. You pretty much do all the ones in the textbook, but only got time for 3. I'm not trying to lose people. The third and final one that you love is a red herring fallacy. What is the red herring fallacy? Well, the fallacy occurs when the arguer tries to distract their audience with an irrelevant issue and then claims that the irrelevant issue has settled the original issue. Again, an example of this was when Zachary Michael said, "Where BBJ at?" She goes and she brings up all these facts about Poe and how Zach is actually doing all these bad things to his pets, and she digs into him. But she's doing this to distract, and she's throwing in something that's completely irrelevant. How Zachary Michael interacts or treats his animals, that doesn't link to the question, where is BBJ? That has absolutely nothing to do with it. Again, you're trying to distract by throwing in something that isn't related, red herring. And then also the ad hominem. Now you're attacking the person making the claim. But at no point, Annie, did you provide an empirical argument. You did not provide any receipts. You never do. All you do is get really, really emotional, really, really hyped up. And then you bank on the fact that people such as myself would not check it out. And that worked until you showed your ass. Until you came forward and called yourself a coward, when in reality, you're a fucking high-ranking demon parasite virus that has been on the body of this community, and I refuse to sit back and see as you continue to prey on people that I bonded with in the chat. I'm out here like, yay, we're celebrating your anniversary. Oh, I love that for you, you got the job. And then they're spending the money from the job, sending it to you? The bitch who's worse than Chantal? Fuck out of here. So y'all, now that I've coated myself in the blood of Christ and science, today we are going to dig into that video of the failed weight loss attempt. Ooh. But before I get into that, I would just like to say I have a lot in common with Annie when it comes to 2020, where she posted this video and a desire to lose weight, having gain a sense of self-awareness, watching these people and realizing that, if I don't change my habits, I'm just going to be like them. I'm not better than them. I'm just not at their level yet. But the behavioral traits that I share with them guarantee that if I don't change something, I will inevitably become that. So in 2020, I set out on a weight loss journey. Would I have liked to become a famous weight loss channel and make a bunch of money? No. The desire had been there prior. But when I saw what happened with Charlie, I stepped back and was like, whoa. I don't want to talk about anything that I haven't accomplished, because publicizing something you haven't conquered is dicey. And the idea that letting other people know will hold you accountable is just as ridiculous as the idea that people will not sin because they know the Bible. It's not how human behavior works. There's a level of self-motivation required. You have to keep yourself accountable first. Prove it to yourself. So in Annie's video, she starts out at about 240 something pounds. At the same time, I was over that, significantly over 240, 270s. 273 was the highest I saw. So I was bigger than Annie. But as you can see, as you can see by all this skin, by this style. Ooh, who is she? Ooh, who is she? Ooh. How did I do it, you ask? God's Ozempic. Self-discipline, of course. But yes, after years of therapy, I was really able to overcome it, because it was a symptom of another problem. Biggest one being alcoholism. That's where I was getting most of my calories, but 6 years alcohol free. So that has helped me. And the reason I've been able to do this stuff is because I actually went to get the foundation. I went to analyze the root of my behavior. And I was able to come to a healthy solution because I investigated it. Because if you don't have the skills for something, even if you get it, you're going to lose it. I reached what was at the time my desired goal weight in 2021. Yes. And yeah, I maintained the weight loss. And then last year, I pushed a little more. I was like, okay, I want to go lower than this. It was, yeah, it was an interesting period in my life. Yeah, it was an interesting period in my life where I pushed myself even more. And so, yes, I have been able to pretty much maintain my weight loss over the years and even push further. I had told myself that I didn't want to change my ID picture until I'd been able to keep the weight off for 5 years. Because maintenance is where it's at. You can lose weight, but maintaining it, it's a journey. So, not only did Anne-Marie Feldman not take the maintenance journey, she just kept on losing weight. Now, credit to her, at some point she did lose weight, as you can see in the thumbnail. She lost weight from when she was really big in 2022. Yeah, that Ozempic really helped her out. Okay, guys, let's get into the reaction. This is my first reaction, so please have some grace.
Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I've never filmed myself before. I've never done anything like this.
Okay, so the first thing you will notice is her voice. It's so soft, so demure, so, hey guys, so normal sounding. But then you fast forward to today and Jesus Christ.
I don't know how you, oh, manja la merda. How's that? Is that how you say it? Eat my shit? Eat my fucking shit. How about that? I'm in a mood.
Like, she's the human embodiment of just rotting and rotting from the inside out. Like, have you ever seen like a really rotten apple? This one.
I'm extremely, extremely nervous. So why am I here?
So why am I here? Oh my God, you guys. I'm so anxious. I'm so shy.
I've been watching Foodie Beauty and Amberlynn Reid, people like them, on YouTube since about 2017.
I actually started watching Amberlynn and then Foodie Beauty 2018, so not as long, but close.
Like so many other people, I found them while wanting to start my own weight loss and looking for motivation online.
Same here. I found her, and okay, this isn't the best thing to admit, but I would look up like fat acceptance or like body positivity compilations of really morbidly obese people and use it as like inspiration to lose weight. When I was in high school, I would put on like The Biggest Loser, and then I was like, and at the time it worked for me, but it's disordered. But that's how I found Amber. Somebody put her in a compilation, and at the time I was rooting for her. So
I'd say it took me about 4 to 5 complete cycles for me to realize that they weren't sincere weight loss channels, but
it took me years to realize that this person was not a sincere animal lover. So I get it. Past FFG, we all get duped.
But they were hustlers.
They were hustlers. Woo! This has aged like fine wine, unlike FFG, who's aged like milk in the sun.
While I can respect the hustle, it's not what I was looking for on YouTube.
Bitch, you heard what I was looking for on YouTube. I'm sorry, I know it took me a while, but I could have put I was not looking for Chantal. But worse. And that's what you are, so join the club. We all get disappointed.
I continue to watch and just be frustrated. This is the 4th year of that frustration watch, I guess you could call it.
Okay, I'm just gonna pause here. You know what one of my favorite FFG lies is? Because in retrospect, I'm not as graceful to her lies, and some of the stuff is obvious, but she said that she doesn't like fast food and she got fat on the good stuff and she got fat on home cooking. No, you didn't, bitch. What is it KFC? Is it BK? Are you secretly a Nashi fan? I mean, I know you tried it because you pretty much do everything Chantal does.
So 4 days ago, Chantal posted her What I Ate Today Off Track video.
I want to know what you eat off track. That's what I want to know. Like at your biggest, what were you eating?
She binged a bunch of crap food. She showed us her filthy room. Something in that video it triggered me so hard. I was like irrationally angry after that video.
Okay, this person is always irrationally angry. I mean, I understand why she deleted this. Woo, she was pretending to be something else, nah.
It was just sickening. I don't know. Her room made me want to die. It was awful.
Chantal's room made you want to die. It's very interesting. Do your own lies not make you want to die? Of course not, because you can live with yourself. Ugh. Her personality is worse than the biggest filth that Chantal has ever emitted.
And just watching her shovel those tacos into her mouth while struggling to breathe, it was too much. That just made me want to change my life.
Watching Chantal shovel in food made her want to change her life. I think that's why she failed, because your motivation for change has to be internal. I was able to find fault within myself to say, oh, I can't complain that my life isn't changing or that it sucks. I'm not doing anything different to change my circumstances. I'm the problem in this equation, me. And the inspiration that I drew from them was simply seeing what my apathy could result in. It wasn't because I was like, ugh, them. Because she ughs a lot, but she's ugh. Ah, yes, Uhari, those are very intelligent arguments.
So on January 1st, I woke up and I jumped on the scale for the first time since March. And holy shit.
I'm sorry, I can't get over this softish voice that she's doing. I can't. We call this the low BMI voice because Chantal does it as well, and Amber, where they kind of pretend to be dainty. But it's really a way to kind of seem innocent. I need to insert a clip here of her actual voice because this is... it's turning my stomach.
How's that? Is that how you say it? Eat my shit? Eat my fucking shit.
Okay, first weigh-in of 2021. Oh my God.
Look at this. Back in the day, she was transparent enough to get on a scale. Today, we don't even get BBJ's death date. Today, we don't even get a picture of her.
Holy shit. That's like 243. Fuck.
Woo, 243 would have been a good weight for me back in the day. Like when I was going down, honey, I was happy. Woo, Lord, it feels good to lose weight and keep it off using God's Ozempic. Okay, I'll stop saying that. Honestly, I think any tool you use is great. The biggest thing is after you get there, maintenance, because weight loss is actually easy. Put somebody in a coma, they'll lose weight. It happened with Tammy Slayton. It's your habits that are going to determine your success. So I would say focus more on the habits because the weight loss will follow. You got to get that software checked.
So I gained 45 pounds this year and I was already a fat ass.
I wonder how much weight she gained by the time she went to the fashion show. Because here's a side by side of her then and in this video. So I'm curious. She'll never tell us, but hey, I am curious because it was way more than the 45 pounds she put on this year.
So here's my idea. Throughout the years of watching Foodie Beauty, Chantal, and Amber Lynn, we've seen them try and fail at numerous different diets and crazy plans. And I've kind of always wondered what plans would have worked if they had only actually sincerely tried them. I want to try them. I'm going to try them. I'm going to do experiments on myself. I'm going to try their diets.
Okay, see, this is very dumb. I understand the appeal, I do. But it is dumb to look at unsuccessful methods of weight loss that other people who share traits and characteristics with you have done and have failed. Even if she had lost weight, not a lot of the things that they were doing were very healthy. It would have been better to consult with a professional. I went to a dietitian. Yeah, that was a lot of help as well. That's where she, did the whole BMI thing and been like, this is where you should be. I was like, cool. My titties. Lost a lot of boobage. But yes, go to a professional, But like, I understand it from a content perspective. This could have been very interesting. I don't know how long she did it, or if she even did it, because again, she deleted this. But let it be known, at first, she wasn't a reaction channel. She was trying to be a weight loss channel. She failed at being a weight loss channel. She failed. Annie, you failed. You're a failure, Annie. You're a failure. You're a fraud and a failure.
Their plans. I want to try to turn their failures into success.
Oh, Annie from the past. You turned their failures into money, and for that I commend you, but you did not turn it into success at all. You gained so much weight that you didn't even want people to see your face anymore. That's sad. It's like rotting as a human. I've already said the whole rotten thing, but Jesus, Annie.
It's a new year, it's a fresh start, and I'm just kind of fed up with all the bullshit and the negativity.
Oh my God! The negativity. Ooh. Anne-Marie, you are the single most negative person I have ever seen on the internet. When I saw your Twitter and the things that you have been saying about people, girl, there is nobody on this platform. Well, I guess there is now because you're not on this platform. I may not be monetized, but I am platformed, and I thank you, YouTube, because again, not a right. Thank you guys for watching me. But yes, negativity. Wow, Annie. Do you have any idea who you are? Are you self-aware? Or I hope you are. I hope you know that you're a piece of shit inside. Because you say that you are, oh, I'm a piece of shit. No, but I hope you internalize it. I hope you gross yourself out. I hope that everywhere you go, you smell shit. And that smell, that's your soul. Or whatever you have in place of the soul.
Surrounding their channels, the community, everything like that. I'm a really shy person, and this is fucking terrifying. The second, and I'd say much more important reason, is that I'm hoping by kind of putting this out there, putting this in the universe, putting this online, that it will help keep me accountable and keep me motivated, which has been something I've always struggled with in the past.
This is important as well, because she has just admitted to struggle with being accountable. She's not accountable. She doesn't have an accounting degree. She doesn't have a black belt. Maggie was her dad's dog. But this is amazing. This is amazing. This is straight out of the demon's mouth. She's always struggled with being accountable. And she wanted to put it out there thinking that this would help. But it didn't. Instead of being public, she continued to make herself more and more private. And she became more and more unaccountable. When did BBJ die, Annie? When? It's 2026. Have you not developed a modicum of accountability? Of course not. Why am I even asking this?
No, we've all just lived through a really, really horrible year, and I just want to make this year great. I want to improve myself. I want to make this year better. I want to do something.
Guess who's having a horrible year now? You and me. Do you know how fucked up you have to be to get your channel terminated while Chantal still has hers? But yes, her year is off to a great start. I hope it continues to go as it's going. I hope that, in fact, that amplifies. I hope she has the year and the life she deserves. And me. I said I'd stop, but it's really fun.
Hey!
Hi.
Hi, guys! How's everybody doing? Live from Court. It's Salty Fries.
Yeah.
How are you guys? Hold on, I just need to finish preparing something that I was preparing before we started.
This is what her soul looks like. I was watching this video, Charlie, and she was like, when the photo reached Twitter, people were like, no, it's Photoshopped, and when they realized it wasn't, they were like, well, at least she's beautiful on the inside. Ooh, wow, yikes. This is what she became after that first video where she was talking about wanting to change her life and become a better whatever. This that we're looking at right now is what she became. Okay, so that is the end of it. Well, guys, I truly enjoyed that. She failed. She failed at being a weight loss channel, and now she's failed at being a YouTube channel because she's gotten her channel terminated. Congratulations. Congratulations, Annie. You did so amazing. You took this opportunity and you made the best out of it. You're a shining star. It's running out of platforms to shine on. Well, guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I appreciate your viewership. Please check out my other videos. Please, please, like or dislike the video. You know, help it. I know what that sound was. Help it swim through the algorithm. I shall see you in the next video, and goodbye. Annie. Who's that little manipulator? Who's that little gaslighter?
French fry girl.
Yeah, I think
This is fucking terrifying.